Hello Tom here, back in the loft. It's been a while since last update, so I thought I'd better do one. I've done a few bits and pieces of the layout, so we'll take a look at them now, let me know what you think, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, let's take a look at the first part of what I've been working on. I've extended the loco sidings. I was toying with should I not do it for ages. If you look back now, I'll throw a picture up of how it used to look. We used to have the set track point here, coming into there, so you just about had room for a loco here and here, but there wasn't any room for the water tower really. And I did want to include it because even though this is like just paper card, it blends in well with the Bachmann water tower. So I took the long electrofrog point away from here because at the time of building this there was no 009 set track points. They came out shortly after I started this layout, so I thought to save space and be able to have more potential running, I got two of these little lintel frog set track points. Because I got such a sharp curve over there, I knew the curves on these wouldn't be a problem, and they fitted quite nicely into that space. I just had to replace this straight here. The only other thing I was worried about was because one day I might change this layout to DC or DCC, sorry. Do I need to insulate the existing electrofrog points? This has got plastic fish plates this side, so I'll probably have to do the same that side, and then put a wire in here and there, so it's two separate. Because what I want to be able to do is, with the beauty of DCC, is I could have 3 locos on here, and that was the idea of doing it, so I didn't just have to have one loco in each siding. So eventually, when I get more locos DC fitted in this scale, it'll hopefully work out. So yeah, I've screwed the track down temporarily. I've got to take it up again and put some dropper wires, or well, solder a wire to each piece of track, so that in future when it is DCC I can connect it all up and it's all live. So we'll take a look at the other side now. As you can see, so far the station area is the same. And just quickly before we move over, I did a little fun scene so I could do some pictures on Facebook of the track work. And we've obviously got a new little Bachmann factory breakdown wagon. I thought that goes nice with the working party. So yeah, just want to show that in. I've finished some of the boats now as well. That's actually sat onto the paint because it's quite warm up here, so I'll just leave it there for now. And we've got one here as well under that stuff. No, it's not too bad, just all painted up. We've got a few on there, so loads to do. So we're going to have to take a look at this bit now. Okay, over on this side, you remember my last haul video, I got this little work up for a couple of quid. I think it was like £2 or something like that. And I thought that would go nice in the yard here. I've actually moved the coal load further this way. It was where the building is. So as always, I drilled a little hole out there. That's what mainly governed where I was going to put it. I was actually going to put it over there, but it'd be near impossible to get the wires underneath there now, because the lower level track runs under there now. There's not much clearance, so I've moved the loco boiler over there for now till it finds a permanent home. So as always, from last time, we got the Woodland Scenic lights, and I'll just find it. I've got a warm white LED, so just need to thread that through the hole. And this is a Woodland Scenic extension wire, so it'll just plug into that. And I'll find it, this end here just plugs into the box down here, and it's as easy as that. So you pay more for these lights, but they're just nice and simple to do. If something goes wrong, you can just unplug it and plug a new one in. No soldering or messing around or having to insulate or put resistors on, so that's what I like. Okay, so we'll see that working in a little while. So this side, I'd half started this lid here. I'd done the same sort of method I used for here with the girders, but it didn't really look right to me. So what I've done in the end, I took this back off again and I've just glued some stone walling over it to match and just sat it back on there for now. And considering this took like a minimum effort to do it, it actually looks pretty good. I think anyway. And all it basically is, with zoom out, is just brick paper. Used to be able to get, or stone, and I used to get this from exhibitions. I think the bloke who done it's retired now, but I think you can still get them online from someone else. I'll make some small versions of these pillars as well, just to go on there, just to similar to what I've done over here. I've got to tidy this up a bit again. Some of it's come loose over the years. I use a bit of balsa wood, probably about that thick. Put a few of them pillars in there, especially on the joint here to hide it, because that's a slightly different shade of grey to that. So at least that's coming on a bit now, so we'll see a bit more of that in a sec. And I'll have to put something there to represent a steel lintel or something that holds up the stonework as well. So yeah, we'll get a few more of these jobs done now, and we'll come back and see what it looks like in a minute. Like I say, I was made up of this fire flicker here and the light, so a little extra light in the hut there, one off add to the scene. So again, we'll be back in a sec and see how we get on. Right, I'm back now after, well, it's been about a week since I've done the last clip. So I intended to do a lot more than I have, but unfortunately I started getting some locos that I haven't had a run for a while, trying to run them, and then realised they all need cleaning and oiling and so on. So I've been doing that. But what I have done yesterday evening and today is start the lights here. So I've drilled the holes, I put the first lamp in. We just sit back. We've got one of these lamps that are used on the Heritage Line station. I thought they'd be alright because I sunk it right in, but I think the lamp just looks a bit too out of scale, looks a bit too big. So I was just wondering what people's opinion is of them. Is there a small lamp that's more suitable to narrow gauge, or does that look alright to you? I don't think it looks too bad apart from the lamp being a bit big. And so I've drilled all the holes out ready. The reason why I haven't connected anything up yet, so we've got our Woodland Scenics light under the station building here. I might put another one in the ceiling up here as well, depending on how bright it is. And also want to put a light above each of the engine shed doors there, which I've got. But I've ran out of the Woodland Scenics plugs to connect to the wires, so I need to order some more of them. So I can connect it up to there, and maybe another hub to add more wires to. So that's all I've done there so far. We put the little balsa wood timber struts in there, so I've got a few ties and things to go on them, add a bit more detail. I think the boat looks pretty good. We looked at them before. So moving on to the lights over here. We've got our little hut now. the working light, and that looks pretty good. We've got a fire there and our yard lamps. So and we've got a couple of additions to the ceiling of the loft as well, these two giant spiders. Now I've always had a big spider up here, and it's just sort of lived at the top of the loft, so it's never really bothered me. But yeah, these two seem to be getting closer and closer now. Maybe alright for Halloween running session. Over here, now I ended up just sticking the pillars on that I'd already made, the stone sheet on the MDF, so I don't really look too bad. I know this edging doesn't look great, so I might do something in the future to cover up that. But I think once we get some foliage on here, some scenery, some overgrown plants and things, hopefully that'll hide the edge up. So I put a little pillar in down there as well, just to make it look like it's supporting the girder. And we'll put some sort of lintel or something on the front there, just to hide or make it look like it's supported. But for now I just think it looks better, at least it's something anyway. The only other thing on the main line, we can see we got another departure board. Remember the last update? Now we have two of them. So we got northbound, southbound now. So really happy with them. So thanks to Dave for sorting that out for me. So that's basically replaced this little thing here. I know this is to scale, or more to scale, but there's no way you'd be able to read the writing on that. I can't even get the camera to zoom on it. It's that small, but I think they look great, and they just add like a nice little effect to the station, especially when you have the night scene on. And we've got the pacer here, which funnily enough hasn't ran for a while. What happens with this loco is it'll run for a while, and then it'll start going juddery and stop and start and not play very well. And then, but if you stick it on that unused siding for a month or two, leave it, and then put it back on the track, it always seems to be working again. So how do you explain that? We've got a Midland compound on the Heritage line now. Now this coach consists here, I've seen that on the Llangollen Railway recently, so I thought I'll try that, since I've just got the one maroon brake coach. I think the Belgian 33s look good, pulling the West Coast coaches. West Coast Railways did buy their 33s from DRS, and one of them's still in delivery. It's in a very poor state in Carnforth, and you can see it sometimes on the storage siding, but I don't think there's much left of the interior of it. But I'm not sure whether they were ever on the main line with West Coast coaches in that livery, but it'd be interesting to know if anyone's seen it. Nothing new over here. So the one reason I've been playing around cleaning the track and stuff to see if this improved, and it did a little bit, but it's still not a perfect model. A few people have put in the comments that, you know, it's just an old tool model and it has its faults, but oh well. So, got a slightly tidier yard up here, and you might hear the fan now because it's quite warm up here today. City of Bradford has had to come out of service for now. For some reason the gears clogged up when it was under the tunnel, and I had to fish the loco out, and taking it all apart, putting it back together again, the gears seemed fine, but I managed to well, one of the rods bent and came out of place when I started running it again, so it's probably my fault, so I've got to look at that again. But otherwise everything's okay. Another thing we're going to see soon is this Bachmann Class 45. That's it again, it's one of my brother's locos that he wants me to run. Another view of the 33s there. They run really smoothly, really nice models. And they look quite nice with those coaches as well. Need to tidy up some of the rolling stock. It's got quite a bit on there now. You see the Midland loco come past again. I think that goes quite well with the suburban coaches. I wouldn't have minded some of the Hattons 4-wheel Midland coaches, but at the time I didn't want to buy too many of them. But maybe if I see them second hand, or if another company re-releases them in the future. Right, that's it then for this update. As always, I'm always happy to hear what people think, and if they have any ideas or things that they do differently, please put in the comments as always. And thank you for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video. Bye for now.